This is RTV6 News at Noon, working for you.
Good afternoon. I'm Meredith Barrick. The holidays are upon us, but the weather certainly isn't feeling like winter. No, we aren't fooling you. This isn't a picture from this past summer, but it surely could pass for it, Alyssa.
It could, and this is really what it's going to look like most of the week. This is just the start of the warm-up that we're going to see. It's going to be around through the holiday and into the weekend. We're going to see these warmer temperatures. Right now, 46 degrees in Indianapolis. You can see we're already in the 50s to the south. Bloomington at 53 degrees right now. We're going to continue warming today into the 50s, 54 degrees for our expected high here in Indianapolis, and that's where we're going to be for most of the week. We're going to see those temperatures about 20 degrees above average. Usually our highs are in the upper 30s this time of year. What's going on right now is we have high pressure in control right now. We do have this low pressure system just to the south of us, but that's going to continue to track out of the area. We're not going to see that impact Indiana today. What's going to happen though is we have these southerly winds helping push in some of that warmer air from that system, which is going to help warm us up over the next several days. High pressure in control means plenty of sunshine. We will see a little bit more cloud coverage as we head into the afternoon and evening. I'll have details on your Christmas Eve and Christmas Day forecast coming up.
Alyssa, thank you. New this midday, investigators going into more detail about the arrest of a man who may have set up to 20 fires intentionally. 27-year-old De'Air Gray faces 17 felony arson charges stemming from fires on the city's southwest side. Wayne Township fire officials say the investigation began in mid-September when a person was seen lighting a fire on Ironton Street. Today, investigators released surveillance video which they say shows Gray pouring gasoline in the Mars Hill neighborhood while crews were responding to the Ironton fire. The suspect was almost captured then.
We have video that shows actually one of our firefighters kind of jogging towards him to try to get his attention. And as he's jogging towards them, he returns to the end of the pour twice, two times, and tries to light it with a lighter.
Police say that so far Gray has been linked to 7 fires. Luckily, no one was hurt in any of them. 2 men are in jail following an explosion near the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Police say a 56-year-old and a 21-year-old man were both taken into custody for the incident. It happened Friday under a railroad overpass on West 16th Street when detectives say there was an explosion in front of a woman's car. Her vehicle only suffered minor damage, but the lights under the overpass were broken. The 56-year-old was arrested for manufacturing and possession of a destructive device. The 21-year-old was booked for possession of a destructive device and criminal mischief. A court in Saudi Arabia has sentenced 5 people to death for the murder of Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi. But the same court cleared the Saudi crown prince, whom the U.S. intelligence community says ordered the killing. ABC's Julia McFarlane says Khashoggi's supporters are calling the verdict a sham.
It's been more than a year since the brutal murder of Washington Post columnist and outspoken Saudi critic Jamal Khashoggi at the Saudi Arabian consulate in Turkey. But human rights organizations say there is still no justice for Jamal. A secretive court under a cloak of obscurity, Saudi prosecutors say it was the result of a rogue operation as they announced the sentencing.
And the criminal court in Riyadh has issued a preliminary sentence against 11 of the accused individuals. And it is as follows. A, the death penalty for 5, and they are those who directly participated in his killing. May he rest in peace.
But none of the individuals have been named and no evidence has been released. The UN Special Rapporteur saying back in June there was credible evidence warranting further investigation that high-level Saudis, including the kingdom's leader, Mohammed bin Salman, were individually liable for Khashoggi's death. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabia is mounting an aggressive PR campaign to repair its public image, enlisting A-list celebrities and influencers from actor Armie Hammer, Gossip Girl star Ed Westwick, and Victoria's Secret Angels Alessandria Ambrosio and Jordan Dunn to travel to the kingdom and post positive messages on Instagram. Initially, a total of 31 people were investigated for Khashoggi's murder and 11 eventually referred to trial. But Human Rights Watch and other organizations say the trial did not meet international standards, adding the Saudis had obstructed meaningful accountability. Julia McFarlane, ABC News, London.
The CEO of Boeing is out today. The company announced that Dennis Muilenburg has stepped down, though the New York Times reports he was fired. Boeing chairman David Calhoun will take his spot beginning in January. The company has been under public scrutiny since 2 crashes grounded all of its 737 MAX airplanes in March. The aircraft hasn't been cleared to fly since, costing Boeing billions of dollars. The impeachment fight is at a standstill, and it's not just because of the holidays. Next, why Democrats are holding on to the articles of impeachment as new evidence against the president comes out. Alyssa.
And we are in store for a beautiful holiday week. We are seeing those temperatures well above average starting today with those highs reaching the 50s. That's where we stay throughout the week. I'll break down everything you need to know coming up.
6th on ABC.
Sorry, I just started.
In Washington, a newly released batch of White House emails is causing a stir. They showed just 90 minutes after a phone call between President Trump and the president of Ukraine, the Pentagon was ordered to suspend military aid and to keep the move quiet. As ABC's Inez de la Catera tells us, it contradicts the president's claim that the military aid was not tied to his demand for investigations of his political rivals.
While the president continues to rail against impeachment.
You know what? So unfair. It's so unfair.
Newly released documents show aid to Ukraine was put on hold just 90 minutes after that infamous phone call between President Trump and the president of Ukraine. The Trump administration has yet to produce a single document subpoenaed by Congress during its impeachment inquiry, but these 146 pages of emails were obtained by the Center for Public Integrity as part of a Freedom of Information Act request. They show Michael Duffy, a senior official with the Office of Budget Management, emailing the Pentagon to please hold off on that funding to Ukraine and requesting they keep it quiet given the sensitive nature of the request. Democrats say it's further evidence the president may have violated the Congressional Impoundment Act, as the House alleges in its articles of impeachment. That act requires the president to notify Congress if he withholds funds authorized by the legislative branch. A spokeswoman for the OMB responding in a statement saying it was reckless to tie the hold of funds to the phone call. Democrats argue it's all the more reason the Senate must hear from witnesses as part of the president's trial.
If there was ever an argument that we need Mr. Duffy to come testify, this is that information. This email is explosive.
But Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has already rejected that request, a move contributing to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's decision to withhold articles of impeachment from the Senate until she knows what the trial will look like. Here's McConnell on Fox News this morning.
You know, I'm not anxious to have this trial, so if she wants to hold on to the papers, go right ahead.
Lawmakers are now on recess until the new year. With the two sides at an impasse over how to proceed, it's now unclear when the president's Senate trial will begin. Inez de la Catera, ABC News, Washington.
They've got a big following here from their days with the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra. Coming up, a special visit and some holiday cheer from Time for 3. And we are taking a live look right now in Greencastle at the DePaul campus. Things are sunny and quiet there, as is in the rest of central Indiana. A great couple of days ahead of us. Alyssa Donovan will have your full Storm Cube 6 forecast coming up. You're watching the news at noon on RTV6.
Trying too hard. See a mutation, ask your doctor about Piqray.
The holiday travel rush is on. Indianapolis International Airport was bustling today, and it will be for much of this week. The check-in line for the Transportation Security Administration is usually one of the busiest areas. And passengers we spoke to today have some advice if you're flying out later.
First of all, you want to get up early. You want to get up early. Get up early and make sure you pre-plan everything, get everything going, get out the door. Get going.
Just you're going to be in line.
Yeah, you're going to be in line. That's the number one thing. You're going to be in line. So early is the main factor. You get up early, you make it.
Well, we hope Lloyd made it A-OK to Atlanta this morning. Some tips from the TSA. When you are packing, remember the 3-1-1 rule. All liquid must be in 3.4 ounces or less per container in one plastic clear zip top bag, and only one bag is allowed per passenger. The TSA says that you should pack that bag plus your electronics at the top of your suitcase. That way it's easily accessible if it needs further screening. Not only might you have to wait in line at the airport, you might have to wait after you get out of the line. It all depends on where you're traveling this holiday season. ABC's Trevor Ault tells us storms are causing travel headaches from coast to coast.
Across America, travelers taking off for the holidays are running into treacherous conditions. In South Florida, severe rain and flash flooding forcing Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport to close Monday morning.
It's a busy time for us, and unfortunately, with the rains overnight, and the delays that we're now experiencing, it's even a busier time.
Outside, a line of cars wading through the rising water, some drivers even abandoning their vehicles. And flooding also slowing down travelers on the West Coast, creating scenes like this one in Kent, Washington. In Virginia, heavy fog and icy roads leading to this massive 69-car pileup.
Car behind us going 70 miles per hour slammed into us and pushed us into the other vehicles and pinned us.
More than 50 people injured, 2 critically. Other drivers waiting on the hoods of their vehicles, some of them for hours, until tow trucks could clear the way. In New York, a sudden thaw sending chunks of ice falling from skyscrapers above.
Watch out, watch out.
Police closing off an area typically swarming with tourists and holiday shoppers.
It sounded like a fender bender, 2 cars crashing. And when I looked, you saw shattered ice on the floor, and the hood of the car was dented.
All of this unfolding as the major travel rush gets underway, with the busiest day still to come the day after Christmas. More than 100 million Americans will be driving to their holiday destinations through the end of the year. Also causing a travel impact, an internet outage at Sacramento International Airport that lasted almost a full 24 hours. Now, it's since been restored, but it led to delays, cancellations, and a ripple effect across the country. Trevor Ault, ABC News, New York.
All right, back here at home, no worries for your holiday travel. It is incredibly nice out there, Alyssa, and this is not the type of weather we are used to as we are heading into Christmas Eve and Christmas.
Not at all. So we are about 20 degrees above average, and we are on track to reach one of the 10 warmest Christmases on the record. Now, the record is about 64 degrees, so we're not going to get that warm, but we are going to be warm over the next couple days. We're not going to
complain about that.
I know. It's good news, right? Indianapolis today, if you are traveling, clear and sunny skies across the area. You shouldn't have any issues on flights out unless you are in some of those spots that are seeing some of that weather across the United States. Clear and sunny skies across the Midwest as well. If you are traveling to Louisville, Detroit, Columbus, or Chicago, you are in good store. We are going to continue to see sunny skies in those areas as well. What's going on right now is we have high pressure in control across the Midwest, and it's going to stay that way today and into much of the week. You can see we do have that system to the south that's continuing to impact the Carolinas as well as Florida, but we're not going to see that inch up any closer to Indiana. In fact, it is starting to move away and down to the south. So we are going to see clear skies today, and then we are going to see just a little bit of cloud coverage build in overnight. That's just going to be a system that brings us some cloud coverage today into the evening and then tomorrow. So we're going to start tomorrow with some cloud coverage for your Christmas Eve, and then we are going to see some sunshine tomorrow afternoon. We have a little bit of snow cover still hanging around central Indiana today. A lot of that is going to continue melting off over the next couple days because highs today into the mid-50s, and that's where we're going to stay over the next several days. High pressure in control. We have a southerly flow, which is helping push in that warm air. Looking ahead to Christmas Eve tomorrow morning, if you are waiting to travel until tomorrow, you could encounter some patchy fog on the roadways. We are not going to be on air tomorrow morning, but you can, of course, go to our website and we'll have details on that fog for you. Partly cloudy skies by the afternoon on Christmas Eve. Temperatures in the low 50s. By Christmas Day, temperatures will be into the mid-50s with partly cloudy skies as well. Above average temperatures, one of the warmer days that we've had for Christmas. Our warmest day was 64 degrees back in 1893. Our closest to what we're going to see is 57 degrees. That was in 1936. So we are going to see very above average conditions. Next chance for some rain comes in this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Could see that as early as Friday night, but more likely we'll see that Saturday and Sunday. So dry conditions for the week, staying dry until Friday night. That's when we see that change coming in. Temperatures, though, that's the main thing. We are going to be well above average.
Just ahead of the holiday season, it's so good to see these guys and have them back in studio. You've seen them before. This is Time for Three, longtime artists in residence with the Indianapolis Symphony Orchestra. And now they're touring the country, outside of the country. They're making a living too, but they've been good enough to come back by their old stomping grounds and talk with us. We've got Charles, Renan, and Nick here with us today. And talk to us a little bit about what you guys have been up to.
Well, like you said, I mean, we've been to Germany, to Austria, to the UK playing shows, and it's so great to actually some of the stuff we've developed here, we're playing all around the world now. So it's really great to be back.
Very cool. It's great to have you back here in the Circle City. And you guys are doing a great service for folks who are maybe sick this holiday season. Talk to me about what you guys are doing at Eskenazi Health.
Yes, because of a wonderful grant from the Michael E. Marks Foundation, we are now able to go to hospitals around the country and to perform for people that may not be able to get out to that live concert. Specifically at Eskenazi Health, Marian Tobias gave this gorgeous grant where artists can play in the lobby of the hospital, and the music could even be streamed to the bedside of 400 patients that can't even make it to that lobby concert. So we are so thrilled to be a part of this experience and perform and maybe give them just a dose of some medicine that maybe not something you actually have to take, but you can hear, you listen to it, you can be inspired and maybe even feel a little better during this holiday season.
Yeah, a holistic approach to their care. And you guys are not only doing those things, but talk to us about some new music you have coming out.
Yeah, we're putting out new music. We just put out 2 new singles on all platforms, and yeah, we got a new music video out of our song Joy, so go check it out.
Perfect for the holiday season, maybe to play at home if you guys are making cookies or doing something with the family. We got to hear a little bit from you guys though right now, so I'm going to step out of the way, and this is Time for Three. Thanks guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Don't miss out on this special offer.
A boy with an incurable disease got to see his holiday wish come true. Joey Johnson has mitochondrial disease, and he decided he wants to give gifts to other kids around the world. Today, people and businesses from around central Indiana responded. They helped buy wheelchairs, soccer balls, bicycles, and even alpacas to give as gifts.
A lot of the people could be a lot happier, have a better time in their life, have something to play with, have a nice place to sleep, have something to play with, have somebody to cozy by when you're alone.
Oh, what a sweetheart. Well, Joey spends most of his time in a wheelchair and says he wanted other kids to feel the freedom he does not always have. Way to go, Joey. Spreading lots of holiday cheer, and I'm sure those alpacas are very excited to go to their new homes.
Yeah.
All right, well, it is a beautiful day. Typically this time of year, we would not see someone standing outside in a t-shirt, but there you have it.
We got 50s throughout the week, including Christmas Day. Chance of rain by Saturday and Sunday. Gorgeous week ahead.
All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you back.